Hi everyone, right, I'm going to show you today how to make this particular flower, and it's a couple of tips because I've made the centre myself. The stick pins are handmade, but I've also got this little tuft of feather which I'm going to share with you, and I'll do that first. Get a normal feather, and because they're generally too big to whack one of those behind a flower, if you just want a little bit showing, it makes it more elegant rather than have one big tuft like that sticking out. So what you do is you take it from the bottom and you snip the stem. That eventually, I mean, that will be big enough to use on a handmade flower. But if you get those, you know, the longer ones, and you think, oh God, and you snip loads away, save them. And what you do is you gather it like that. So you've got that tuft. See, so I'll do that again. So there's like the butterfly, and you gather it together like that. And very carefully, you dod a little bit, and now my glue stick's been on a while now, so it just needs altering. You just dab a little bit of glue here and there. Let that cool a little bit. And then all you do is you do that and you twist it. Nice and tight, and you end up with a nice tuft. Now I haven't quite done mine. I can just take that to the top again, because that will be poking behind the lace or fabric that I'm going to use for the flower. See, that's better, and you're getting like a stem on it, and you've got your tuft. So we are going to use that. You must do it when the glue's cooled down a little bit. I'm used to it. Now, I've made this, and what I've got is these. They are wooden. We do sell them in the store. If they're not in, I'll put them in again later, because they do sell out pretty quick. And these are just wooden discs. Now, we have them in several colours, so you can use as is or use them on your projects and paint over them. But I like to use my large flower centres for them. And I just had a little flat back pearl, some chain. These can, these can be painted, which I've done for this one. I've done like a crackle effect on that. Well, no, it's not. It's I did it with the when it bubbles, and then coloured it. So I don't waste them. That was a silver one, just painted it white. Now I've done that one, so, and that's ready to go. Put something else on it, or you can just add the lace around. So they're all different things you can use. All your middles, just to enlarge them a little bit, see? So you can use and do anything really with them. And the oval ones look like, that's an oval one. The oval ones look just as nice. So whatever you want to do with them, just play around. Because normally you've got that one and that's on its own, but if you want a larger one for these flowers, they look really pretty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put those two to one side, and that one, I think I'll take that one, leave that one for now. And this was a bracelet. And when you, a stretchy bracelet, when you stretch them out, they've got a little bit of rubber, like a rubber band. Very thin rubber band going through. And you need to get something pretty sharp, catch the rubber band, snip it, and then pull it out, and you end up with a chain. And that's what it's just, that belonged to that piece. So I've got two nice middle centres for flowers out of that. And I love that. I mean, you could go further and you can put like diamante chain coming down from the side. Whatever you want to do, it's completely up to you. So right now I'm just going to do this one. So dobber glue on the bottom, make that stick, hold that down. This I use, I call it a dobber. I use this when I want to paint one of these, because it saves you getting the paint all over yourself. Press it on using blue tack you could use a dab of glue, doesn't matter, but I use blue tack. Press that on and then you can just paint around quite easily. Get the sides done and everything, and then you stand it into some polystyrene or whatever. I've got a paintbrush holder that I stand mine in. So that's quite easy to use. But like I say, now what we're going to do is just to attach this chain. Now I just put so much on. I want to keep the chain flat. So push that in towards that. Okay, and just keep that going. I only need to attach it for now because I do take them off and realign, you know, I take them off and I add more glue underneath to firm them up so that they don't come undone. So that is basically just to hold all of that in place. Now when that's dried enough, I can then lift that from there and I end up with something like that. And then what I do is underneath just run the glue round again and then place it back down on the deck until it's dried, and you end up with a nice, these pearls sometimes come out, you do have to be careful. I just clip them back in again using my fingers. Okay, so when that's dry, on my non-stick mat, which sticks like hell. Come on, mate. There, once it pulls off, you've got it. So that's not quite touching, but what I do, get the glue, go around the bit that's in, you know, in between the disc, and then what we're going to do is just lay that down again, push that right down, push all of that into place. Oops, don't want that doing, do we? And then we're going to let that dry, but I'm going to work with this one. So, flower. I've cut some of these and I'm going to show what I've done with it, and I do have a little bit of fabric for the bottom section here. Now, because these are only small and flat, I've cut them in the centre, because if I used a normal one and I folded it and then folded it like that, it's quite bulky and there's 4 layers. I don't want that. So what I do is I just fold that across and then I fold that across and I end up with 3 layers and it's not as bulky, so my flower doesn't look too thick. And you end up with, you can put 3 pieces on instead of 4. Again, cut it there, do the section where it's cut at the top, fold that down and fold that across. Little bit of glue in the middle, hold that down. And then we're going to pop that in there. Again, fold that down, fold that across. And then we're just going to pop that on there, and it keeps that flower nice, not flat, because we're going to puff it up a little bit, because I'm going to do another layer. Did I do 2 layers on that? I did. I'm going to do another layer. And we're going to do the same thing, cross that over. But if there was 4, it would end up too bulky. So it's just easier to do the 3. Now do that in between. Like that, like that. Pop that round there. Oh, I didn't do that one. I did that one. There, like that. Now my granddaughter's coming shortly, Billy May. She's going to do the orders for me while I'm working. Now, oops, I ain't got that one. Shall we use this? Yes. And I like that. But we're also going to put that onto some lace. Now, I like that. Like that. And that's my flower. Right, so that's fixed that problem. Now, what I'm going to do is pull this back. And in there, I'm going to add in my feather. Also, I have some pearly strand. Here's Billy May, as dogs have heard. They know who she is, they just go. They just start barking. Just going to add a little bit more glue in there. Push that in. So I've got my pearly bit. And then I've also got a stick pin that I want to use. And I'm just going to pop that inside there as well. Like that. So we've got that section. And then all there is to do, let me just take this off now. That's it, see? It comes off and it's fixed. Hello, darling, how are you?
Alright, how are you?
Say hi, Billy May.
Hi.
You haven't said hello to anybody for a long while. You're looking a bit pasty. Let me slap your face. Come here, let me put some colour in your cheeks. Come here and give us a kiss. Are you alright? Right, do you want to put that computer on in there? Here, I'll write it. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. So, now what I'm going to do is just to add the lace. Now we've got the centre done. And we haven't used too much of anything. So you can get quite a lot out if you try. Now, I always like to put a fair deal. I always like to put a fair amount of lace on. So what I'm going to do is just to cut this. And then just pop a little bit of glue on first. And then what we're going to do is do it like that, because it's already gathered. But I'm still also going to put a little bit of gather in it. It just helps the flower. Billy May? What? Did your mum bring you? No, I've got bus down. All right. Are you going straight back from here? Yeah. Right, there. Now, doesn't that look pretty? I don't need to take that off and use that now. I want to take it off and use that one maybe. This is what happens, but that's the whole thing. You can change what you don't like. Easily. You just pull it off and change it. So I don't like using too much glue. I might put it back on yet. I've just got to figure out whether no, I won't, because I like that. So all I'm going to do is to pop on some glue and then affix this to that. That's it. I like that. Goes well in with the stick pin, and I'm happy with that. And that's how you do them. Now you can just put pictures, cameos, whatever it is you want to do with them. And don't they look pretty? That's it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Dead easy. Go ahead. Make your centres. Make your flowers. And have fun. Bye bye for now.